about the Messi thing.
Anything else on the Messi front, Chris, before we move on?
No, I'm done. I'm
falling out. I told you, I never want to bring this guy's name up again.
I don't know, man. This Messi thing is just a freaking mess. What a disaster.
I don't want to hear this name ever again until it's official. But they got me back.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 198 of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me is Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
Listen, that was an eventful game, wasn't it?
It was.
That was an
absolutely. That I kept
absolutely.
seeing on Twitter, they're like, "Oh, I'm going half screen with the Panthers game."
Get out of
That's
here.
the good one. You should have gone full screen. Yeah, you're getting hammered on one side, and you should have just gone full screen the whole time. It was an awesome game. The first half wasn't pretty, but definitely an
Not at
awesome
all.
ending. And man, that was fun. I hadn't celebrated like that with my kids on the couch in a while, so it was fun. It was fun to watch.
Oh, yeah, I know. My son and I were watching the game, and we saw Alfonso running down, and we said, I think Bright is the man of the match. Bright is the man of the match for me. I mean, yes, that's a little bit knee-jerk, but, like, he came in
No,
and had, like, 3 minutes of
Yes.
power. 3 minutes of
No.
power that man had.
I agree that the little bit of time that he was on the pitch, he definitely made a huge difference.
Power.
Man of the match. Yeah, I mean,
Maybe I'm
sure.
exaggerating.
No, if you make that argument, I think some people might agree. I think I even see somebody. I think somebody even said it in the comments. But I think overall, I think Benkram had a really good game. I thought Benkram had a great game. He was playing the Diego Gomez role. He was everywhere. He was creating in the offense. He was getting back on defense. I really like what I saw out of Benkram today. I feel like last summer was his coming out party, and then he kind of fell off a little bit after Leagues Cup. I feel like this is the summer of Benkram again. Like, it's the summer of Benkram, and I'm excited because from what I saw, I have a feeling that these next 6 games where we count on him a lot more, he's going to do very well. And while I wait for you to fix your mic, whatever it is that you're doing, real quick, I wasn't here for the last week. Obviously, I was on vacation. Shout out to Solana for covering for me. And also, over that time,
Jesus
we did
fucking
celebrate.
Christ.
We celebrated a year of the Battered Fans shop being open. And up until tomorrow, if you put in 1 year as a promo code on the website, you will get 40%. You get 40% off. So I just didn't want to forget to say that. It goes up until tomorrow. So 40% off everything in the store. And I don't know what Chris is doing here. So and then for everybody saying loan me out to Orlando, I was in Orlando. Kissing me, to be exact. It was a good time. Yeah, Chris, are you back?
I think so. Am I
Yes, you are.
back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Sorry, I'm having some technical. This is a new microphone, and it's giving me a little bit of trouble for sure.
Mm-hmm. So I see somebody.
What is
here.
it? You said 40% off 1 year anniversary?
Yeah.
Guys,
Promo code is 1 year.
you got to take advantage of that. What are you guys doing? Come on.
Yeah, where do you want to get started, sir? Because it was an awesome game. Again, I think Kremaki was the match. I know. I think I
Kremaki?
texted you.
You think
Yeah.
Kremaki is the man of the match?
Yeah. I
Oh,
thought
you're
Kremaki
going to
had an
catch
awesome
some
game.
strays out here.
I
mean,
thought that
there's-
he was the man of the match. To me, he had the best game.
I mean, look.
Even in the
Tony
goal.
Axe is-
Like,
Tony Axe
Oh,
is saying
dude,
Krem and Ruiz are worse.
I
on
think
the
Tony Axe is
field.
an idiot.
There was somebody else that said, look at this. Ash
No.
is saying Benjamin can't hold on to his balls, though.
I think you guys agree. No. I 100% think Kremaki was
but
the
look
man
at
of the match.
Look at what David Reichert is saying. Krem 8.2 man of the match on Footmob. I don't know what that means. Who cares? This 8.2.
I think that's a website.
Yeah,
But-
it's one of these rating things.
No, well, I mean, he got rated that high. I'm assuming because he got an assist also. But I'm
Yes.
sorry. Yeah, maybe he could have been better. Okay, yeah, he wasn't perfect, but I think Benkram had a great game. I think he had a great game.
I think he hustled. I think he played pretty well. I mean, I guess we'll cover it little by little as we go through the game. But I mean,
He also almost got the header that won the game. Like he did what you're supposed to do.
Very
You
close.
headed into the
Very
ground,
close.
and then and if that happens, all of a sudden everybody's like, "Oh my god!" exact same game, but he scores that goal. Man of the match. He scored the goal. But because it missed by half a second, he was horrible. He was the worst on the pitch. Come on. You had a good game.
Listen, I agree with Skrilla. Bright was man of the match. So
look, I look, Bright in those couple minutes, I think did a great job.
And shout out to Alejandro. He got the Messi the GOAT shirt with the crown. I actually got that last week, so you made a good choice.
That's one of my favorite shirts.
Yeah.
All right, but look, and Pablo. No, it's not a work. I literally put on the shirt and everything. I really thought he had a good game. He was everywhere. He was creating.
I mean, these
he was
people
making
are
runs.
seeing right through you, Danny. They're seeing right through you.
I'm sorry. I thought he was the man of the match. I thought he had a great game.
M wants to see an MVP poll. So I guess
look, this was the first game. Watch. What is it? We got the game on Wednesday, and then we have another game on the 29th. By June 30th, the next 2 games, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, Ben Krem is back." Watch. You heard it here first. Ben Krem, June 30th. Ben Krem is back.
Yeah, and Esteban is saying something that's seems pretty fair. Krem run a lot and fought, but he was not man of the match.
So who was?
So
if you're gonna give it to Bright, I'm talking about people that played more than 5 minutes in the game.
So Hammy's asking what the promo code is for the website. If you could just let them know again.
Promo code, all capitals.
Just type it in the banner.
Yeah.
Type it in the banner. Just have it sit there for a little bit.
All right, that's a good idea.
So as he types that into the banner, I guess I'll just go ahead and I'll bring up the starting 11, right? I sent the starting 11 over to Danny because I didn't want him to take out Kampapi, because I think it's fair to say that he should bask himself on every single starting 11. And there it is. Danny just put it up for those of you on audio. It is promo code 1 year, spelled out ONEYEAR.
Oh.
Okay, so there is the starting lineup. As you can see on the screen, guys, we have Calendar in between the sticks, Alba and Wagon playing the left and right backs, Christoph and Aviles playing center backs, Busquets with the CDM, Kremaki left mid, Ruiz right mid, which I think I saw him play like center back at some point, Taylor left wing, Gressel right wing, just like how we called it, and then Kampapi playing the top as a striker. So that was your starting 11.
And I've been saying the best I've seen Gressel is when he plays right wing. Obviously, with this 11, with our team, when it's all healthy, Messi's playing right wing. He's never going to play up there. But I've always thought the few times that I've seen Gressel play at right wing, I think has been by far the best. So, and he showed it today.
Yeah. And I mean, look, starting the game, you get scored on so quickly, man. It is just literally deflating. No, like it is a very deflating feeling to get scored. I mean, I get it. I'm telling you, Danny, that us getting used to getting scored on like this is not good. This is not good.
Definitely not.
We're going to pay for this against really good teams. We're going to get into the playoffs. And we're going to pay for this. And Judas is mentioning, so we getting Frey next game. Listen, I was gassed when I saw him on the bench. Gassed. I thought that he was going to come on for sure.
You know what? Yes. I was very surprised that he was on the bench. And then when it came down to it, you saw Ryan Saylor and Noah Allen.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. Like I thought that if he makes it on the bench, for sure he gets on at least before Noah Allen. And I'm a Noah Allen fan, but I was like, it's Ian Frey time. And when I saw Noah Allen and Ryan Saylor come on, I was very surprised. But hey, I pulled out the W anyway. All right.
Well, I saw
Florida man asking. The promo code is 40% off. Batterfans.com. It was just thanking you guys for supporting us for a year on that website. 40% off everything in the store, from mugs to t-shirts to whatever you find on there.
So Skrilla apparently has some inside info saying we're gonna have new defenders soon. I don't know, man.
Well, you know what?
Having new defenders, but
well, you know what? Let's get it. We'll get into that on Monday because let's just stick to the game, because I was gonna bring up some other stuff, and we'll get lost in the sauce. We'll bring it up.
Oh
on
yeah,
Monday.
absolutely. We're gonna get stuck in the sea in the weeds for sure. Um, I'll tell you, I honestly thought when I first saw this starting lineup, I said, okay, great. Gresso's at the right wing. You got Cremaki and Ruiz, two active young players around Busquets. And I thought that this lineup was going to be better than what it was for the first 45 minutes.
Yeah. And our line was playing so high that Philly was just playing that one pass, right? I think the difference from the first half to the second half was that our line, it was still playing high, right? It wasn't maybe as high. Like you wouldn't see all the center backs at the midline, but it was still pretty high. But I think that we did a better job of possessing the ball. And if we lost the ball or when we lost the ball, it was in our final third rather than the midfield, because we kept losing the ball in the midfield. And you lose the ball in midfield, the other team, all it's doing is looking for one pass, one outlet pass, and you're done. And in the first half, it felt like it just kept happening. And in the second half, I felt like we were taking care of the ball a lot more.
Well, let's talk about that. I mean, right off the gate, right? We get scored on within the first 4 minutes, I believe. Right? So we get scored on. Yeah, in the third minute, we get scored on. I mean, let's just talk about that, right? All of our players are fresh. We get scored on. And in reality, like when I looked back at the replay, there's nobody that I could think of that we could be able to sort of press blame on, at least not from my perspective. I looked and I said, what? So you have Christoph and Aviles, they were just too high.
Well, Christoph kept them on because Aviles was high, but Christoph was sagging off a little bit, but he was off to the left and he kept them on. Aviles took a step forward to make sure that he stayed offside. He kept the guy offside. So he took a step forward before the guy made the pass, but Christoph kept him onside, and then it was a foot race, and there's no win in that foot race. Like Philly was playing that high line against us, and they can because they had pace getting back on defense. We don't have the same pace.
Listen, this was right here. Anthony is saying it. It was a good pass from the opponent.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, it was a great pass. And good evening to Vice City Lucas out there. But just looking, like I said, at this starting lineup, I thought it was solid. I'll take off the starting lineup for now. Now, again, we get scored on in the first 3 minutes, and it was a blunder because our defense was so high. I mean, at that point, the pass was better than anything that we could have imagined. And it put us in a pretty bad situation. It put us in a pretty bad spot.
The only thing that could have saved us was an offside.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, because you're talking about at that point, the pass occurs, calendar's completely exposed. And then there was a point at the end of the goal when Aviles kind of looked back at Kristoff like if he did something wrong. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, what did you expect this guy to go on? Like a rocket ship and just cut off the shot? Like, it's not going to happen.
It's because he kept them on. Like I said, as soon as he saw that, I forget who it was that made the pass, but when he saw some person was going to take the pass, you in the replay from the view that they kind of give you like Drake Calendar's view, you see Aviles take a step up. He takes a step up to make sure that he got his guy offside. But Christoph was sagging off. He kept them onside, and at that point, it was like I said, a foot race. And if he was looking at Christoph for any reason, it must have been that. Outside of the fact that apparently everybody just likes to bitch at Christoph for any reason.
And Optimus Prime is saying, what was going through this referee's mind? Are we going to talk about the referee now or later?
Oof. I remember the very first year we did this show, we made a little video with like Oprah Winfrey, and she was just giving out yellow cards. I don't know if you remember, we had an episode where we put up the video. You get a yellow card. I was looking for it.
I remember that.
I was looking for it towards the end of the show. I was looking for it. I couldn't find it. But yeah, I haven't seen that many yellow cards given in a game, at least an Inter Miami game, in a very long time. And I don't know what was going through his head. It felt like for everything, he was just throwing them things out there.
And the Hot Gates is mentioning something that I would love to see. Taylor at striker, Negri left back, Alba left wing. That would be phenomenal. And I think Danny mentioned it in one of our recent episodes, seeing Negri play left back and Alba play left wing.
Yes.
Or left mid,
the only thing that throws me off there is you saying Taylor at striker. Because are you still playing with a single striker? Because at that point, you're saying you're going to take Campana off for Robert Taylor? I feel like Robert Taylor plays better wide, working his way into the box. I don't know how he's going to be as a standalone striker. I can't see him. I can't see him doing anything like that. Maybe with like two nines, right? Two strikers, maybe. But no, I definitely don't see Robert Taylor producing as a single nine. No.
He has played striker. Obviously, he played with someone else's striker, but he has played the striker position.
I see somebody say like a false nine. I can see as a false nine, maybe, but as a he can't play with his back to the goal. I just can't see it. He won't be receiving that. He can't finish with his head like Campana can.
Well, and Marasovic is mentioning that Campana ran his ass off, which he did. He was hustling all over the place. And let me tell you, Campana, he's getting really good at his footwork. And I think that he's been able to show that he's been practicing, I guess, handling his own with his handles. And look, Danny, this is the first game that I've seen. Well, not the first game, but like the third or fourth game where he's played, and he actually tried to hit it with his right foot. He's always gone to his left foot.
But you saw how that ended up.
Yeah, but at least he's trying.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta give him that. Now, Optimus Prime is saying 8 yellows because Uriya Kumar mentioned that there was 8 yellow cards. What the F?
Yeah,
so,
I'll name them to you right now. It was David Ruiz in the 32nd minute, Thomas Aviles in the 66th minute. This is when it started getting crazy after the 66th minute. Thomas Aviles 66, David Ruiz 69, Campana 75, Alba 82, Aviles 84. I'm only seeing 6. Oh, I guess he meant with Philly included. And if you're including Philly, that's 9 yellow cards in the game.
Well, and I'll tell you, Mr. Krabs is saying someone on Miami's bench got a yellow. To be honest, I think it was Messi's bodyguard.
I think it was Tata.
I think Messi's bodyguard got the yellow. Tata didn't get the yellow. He went next to Tata and gave it to the bodyguard.
So when Messi's playing for Argentina, does he have another security guard or bodyguard that watches? I need to check this out next time I watch Argentina play.
I don't think he has a bodyguard over there. You think he has a bodyguard over there? This guy.
Why not?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe because it's Argentina and maybe like
the games that they're playing for Copa America are in the United States. The MLS plays in the United States. What's the difference?
You know what? What if he does have like a team of bodyguards?
I never considered this.
But remember, this guy that was contracted, he was contracted to be Messi's bodyguard, not the team bodyguard.
Look, a lot of people are saying DePaul. I don't know.
Is that what? That's inner policy. That's what Mikal is saying. Oh, DePaul is his bodyguard. What?
I'm talking about the player.
Okay. I mean, look, I thought the first half was atrocious. And I'll tell you, I really did like the fact that Gressel was able to get more opportunities. Because I'll tell you right now, and if you guys in the chat didn't see a difference in Gressel's play this game versus the last couple games, you guys are freaking blind. Because to me, Gressel looked a lot more positive in this game than in other games that we've seen him play.
Well, because he has the right side to himself now.
Yeah.
Right. Weigand doesn't push up as high as Alba does on the left side.
Yeah.
Gressel is the target man whenever you're trying to go wide right, whenever Messi's not playing. So I feel like he feels more comfortable and more free to play out there, and he's crossing the ball. We always talk about crossing balls in. He's definitely doing it at a higher rate when he's out there. And
Vice City Lucas is mentioning it. No Gressel slander. Aria is mentioning Gressel was much better. Michael Q, I didn't see him play too many different positions. I mean, I guess there was different places on the field that he was at. But I also saw Ruiz like in the right back at sometimes, center back at sometimes. He pulled further back than Busquets. Swarm is mentioning crosses were much better from Gressel. Again, like Danny's mentioning, he had that right side space all to himself. Obviously, he's not sharing it with Messi, and Weigand doesn't push up as much. But
I think he also feels better because hypothetically, right? Messi doesn't, although he's right wing, he drifts off into the middle also. So if Gressel fills in that right wing role when Messi's playing, behind him, all he has is Weigand. So he knows mentally he can't just focus in on the attack on the right side. But when Messi's not playing and he's playing right wing, he is out there in the right wing, but he knows he has Ruiz and Wagon behind him. So I feel like maybe mentally it also frees him up to, you know what, I'm an attacking player today. I can focus in on my attack, whipping these balls into the box and things like that. Again, I'm just trying to think. Maybe that's something also mental.
Listen, and Key-Rat Kane is saying, I can't rip Gressel today. Mr. Krabs is asking me, Julian Gressy, Chris? Gressy? I don't know if I want to go that far. I know I did say that in an episode, but listen, he did play pretty well. As you can see, Mike V is nowhere to be found in this chat. I wonder where Mike V is at this very point in time, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, I'll tell you this much again. Like I mentioned, Gressel played really well, considering that he finally had the right side to himself. I mean, I don't know, man. I kind of want to walk through this Ben Krem thing towards the end. Like, I kind of want to get to the end of this already because I want to walk through this Ben Krem man of the match thing that you got going on here, Danny.
Okay.
But before we do, what do you think is the thing that the team didn't do or failed to do in the first half to generate any sort of cohesion or any sort of good offense? And Stancy, before you answer that, Mike V is Stancy saying Mike V got a yellow card too.
And Cynical 2 is heading out. Good night, Cynical. I feel like the high line gets played because they don't feel like they can trust their midfield connecting the back line to the attack. So they have to push up high, shrink that to make the passes a little easier. And I think in the second half, they were building up the left side a lot more. I thought that Jordi Alba was building up the offense a lot more. And two, like you said, they weren't pushing up as high. And I don't know, if it just felt like for some reason they were just connecting better. Like I felt like when they were turning the ball over in the first half, it was in the midfield leading to those counterattacks. In the second half, they were just playing better. I'm not sure what. I don't know what I could attribute it to exactly. I mean, the defense, I felt like, again, we didn't turn the ball over in the midfield and we didn't play that high of a line. But in the second half, I felt like they were just completing more passes. They just played better. I really don't know what exactly to attribute that to.
Well, I mean, there was someone that mentioned here, and I'm not sure if do we ship to Canada, Danny? Ikem is asking if we ship to Canada.
We should. I don't think I've had anybody from Canada purchase before. So Ikem, hit me up on Battered Herons on Twitter, and I'll see if I could help you out there.
El Bigote is saying they failed to feed Robert Taylor in the first half. That's why you're named El Bigote.
They failed to feed anybody. They were having a hard time getting to that final third. Did they have any shots on goal in the first half?
I didn't see the first half stats, but
they had
I did
3
see
shots, one on target.
I know we had higher possession than they did. I mean, look, I'll tell you with Ben Krem, his touch is super heavy, Danny. His touch is super heavy every time he gets the ball, man. He always tries to control the ball when it gets passed to him so that way he can be able to dictate where to run to. But his touch is really heavy. That ball bounces like wildly, and he has to wildly run and recover in order to be able to try to get that ball back. Again, he probably knows more soccer than I've ever thought of, but his touch is really, really heavy. El Bigote is saying Krem has been making me a little sketch the last few weeks. And Arya is saying, his touch is not good. First half, to me, I thought we just weren't connecting well on the passes. Passes were just not connecting well. We weren't progressing the ball well. Wagon, I saw that he tried to, push the pace up a little bit. I felt like Kristoff and Aviles weren't on the same page defensively in terms of where they want to go when they want to push up. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but Aviles typically sticks back, I guess because he's the quicker center back. But then I think he left that for Kristoff to step back. But I don't know, maybe I just was seeing something very different. But the first half was awful. We basically go down 1-0 first half, and then we start the second half. No changes made, by the way. No substitutions made for the second
But they
half.
came out aggressive.
Yes, but were you surprised that there was no substitutions made?
I mean, look at the roster we have at the moment. Like, it's not like we came out with our usual starting 11. Like, who are you gonna put in? Like, we have Yannick Bright, we have Alfonso, which I'm sure after today everybody's gonna be wanting to see more Alfonso. But you have Alfonso, you have Yannick Bright, you have who do we have? We had Ryan Saylor and Noah Allen as a center backs. Like, we didn't have a lot of options. Negri, you weren't gonna take out Alba for him. So like, I don't feel like we had a lot of options to do there with that anyway. So I don't know if I wasn't surprised that there were no changes at halftime. I would have been surprised if we were still playing the same exact way. And again, that high line, we weren't playing it as high in the second half. But I was surprised at how aggressive we came out. A lot of direct passes. We were straight into our final third. Kremaki helped score that first goal for Gressel. He gave that assist. Thank you, Alejandro. So yeah, I don't know. I was surprised at how aggressive they came out to start the second half.
Well, they did come out really aggressive, and it paid off because we started off the second half with a goal by your boy Julian Gressel, which was
I kill him for his lack. I know, because he just cannot finish, and that was a beauty today. So shout out to Gressel for shutting me up with that banger of a goal.
That was a banger, and I want to give some credit also. I believe Campana had a touch on that before it got to Gressel. I don't know if I remember the play correctly.
It
I know
was
Ben
Campana,
gave him the assist.
Campana, a little lob ball over the defender to Jordi Alba, which was running down the left side. Yeah. Alba found Kremaki in the box, and Kremaki tipped it over to Gressel. Yeah. So
yes, so that was beautiful. And Gressel, for him to take that strike was great. And that kind of shows kind of what you mentioned a little bit earlier, Danny, where he feels a little bit more comfortable knowing that his role is more of an attacker. And I think that sort of mentality helps him a little bit more better on the field, on the pitch. Because if you really think about it, I mean, if he's always playing the midfield, do you think that he's going to have that sort of strike first mentality? I mean, here I am talking like Cobra Kai.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great strike. And like you said, shout out to Gressel, with a great blast into the net. And everybody was excited. Overall. Yeah, he did have a good game. Mm-hmm. Now, Erwin is saying first and last Gressel's goal in Miami, Erwin. I mean, look, Erwin is a very critical person, Erwin. I give it to you. I think that Gressel's going to get better from here on out, especially if for the next couple of games that he's going to be playing the right wing. But I mean, I don't know how that's going to work out. And Diley B is asking us to give Gressel his flowers.
I think that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, no, absolutely, for sure. And Soccer Daddy's saying Bright should play often now. And then Ikem is mentioning, what is Ruiz's issue in general, man? That is a great question.
Well, we had our first half report card show last week. And I think you, me, and Calypso, which was our guest that show, all said the same thing. We like David Ruiz's game, offensively and defensively. But he makes some boneheaded fouls. There's a reason we started calling him Baby Sergio Ramos last year because we felt like he's just a little overly aggressive. But Sergio Ramos gets away with it a little more because he's Sergio Ramos. He's kind of made a name for himself. When you are a young 18, 19-year-old, you're not going to get away with it like you saw today, like you saw in the CCC game against Monterrey. Like, he's got to calm down a little bit because he is overly aggressive. And it didn't cost us today, luckily. But it cost us in the CCC, and he has to get that under control because it's rough to watch. And what happened there? You were talking about Kremaki's rough first touch. That was David Ruiz. He had a poor first touch, and in trying to recover the ball, he ended up doing the Hadouken to the guy and taking the guy completely out for no reason, because he was frustrated, and that was a really boneheaded play.
I'll tell you, in the beginning of the game, in the first half, I looked at David Ruiz's touch. He's always had great touch to me. He's not one of these players that has a really bad, hard touch. To me, David Ruiz has a really nice touch. He can handle the ball very well.
Yeah,
to me,
saucy.
At least, yeah, he does get saucy. But now at that point in the game, that was a brutal first touch. Maybe he just wasn't able to control the pace on it. But I mean, right after we score the goal, right, Wagner gets a yellow card. Aviles gets a yellow card at the 66th minute. And then David Ruiz already had his first yellow card in the first half, collects his second yellow card in the second half, which results into a red card, which, by the way, literally two hotheads back-to-back get a yellow card. Thomas Aviles is not playing this Wednesday. And then on top of that, Thomas Aviles gets a red card, and he might not be playing for like another game.
You know what? I'm kind of curious. I have to look into that. How does that work? Since he got them on the same game, because usually you get suspended for yellow card accumulation, so you get suspended the next game. If you get a red card, you get suspended for the next game. But because it happened in the same game, does he just get to eliminate both of those with just Wednesday's game, and then he gets to come back the following week? I'm curious how that works.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, well, if he already has a yellow card and he's cooked the next game, might as well just go balls to the wall and just like
sweet chin music on everybody.
Yeah, sweet chin music, Karate Kid, sweep the leg. I mean, at this point, you might as well just start going clotheslining people. If it's just only one game.
Yeah,
but at this
I'm
point,
not sure.
I don't know how the rule works.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I guess we got to figure that out.
And Soccer Daddy doesn't know how that works. Marasovic says 2-game suspension, I think. So, guys, allegedly by Marasovic, we think next 2 games, no Aviles.
That's right. So we won't be seeing him till July.
We won't be seeing him until July.
Because for those of you that are not up to date on the Inter Miami schedule, we have a game on June 19th, which is on Wednesday, the day before Copa America starts, against Columbus. And then we don't play against until June 29th. So we got a 10-day break. So in the next 2 weeks, just one game. So
it's going to be awful. It's going to be awful.
But we won today. I mean, I know we're not talking about the game overall, but like everybody was like, where's I'm blanking on his name here. Money Matt. Has Money Matt come on? Because Money Matt said, I'm calling in now 6-game winless streak. 6-game winning streak.
It's already done.
Now.
He's cooked. You're cooked.
That's it. You're done. We won the first one. That's it.
Well, apparently everybody's distracted on this team. Soccer Daddy's saying he got married recently. And the kid looks like he still plays with Tonka toys. But
he's not young.
I know. He looks like a freaking baby. Like, are you sure you just got married?
Isn't he 19?
There's no way. Yeah, Stancy. Look at Stancy's agreeing. Aviles is married. Oh my gosh, isn't he a baby? Yeah, dude's playing with Lego sets.
I just looked it up. He's literally 19 years old. That's a crime to become a professional soccer player and get married at 19.
Oh, yeah, that's what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy?
Hey, man, to each their own. Hopefully he's happy.
Yeah. I mean, look, I thought after that, we're done. Tomas Aviles gets a yellow card. David Ruiz gets his second yellow card to a red. And David Ruiz kind of knew, like, right when he got that yellow card, he's like, I'm done. I'm cooked. Like, another one bites the dust.
After that, did you think we were just going to hold on for the tie? Like, just low block?
Absolutely. I thought that we were going to stick to the low block. I did see times after that they were, like, wanting to attack.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say.
I'm okay with that.
I don't think they went for that. I think Philly started pushing so many numbers up that they started finding opportunities to kind of push it up and try to score, which I kind of like. And I'm sure that if we would have lost, people would have killed Tata for it. But I would have came on here. I would be like, I like it. I like being aggressive. Fuck it. Everybody assumes that you can lose the next 6 games anyway. Go for it. Go for the win. On the road, I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah. And Mike V is confirming it. Aviles just got married to his first wife.
I love the way he put that.
Florida man is saying
first wife.
19, too young. Trust me, I know more than you can imagine, my friend. 19
He
is
said to
very
his
young.
first wife. Damn.
That was really good. Good. That was
Well
good
done, Mike. I see what you
wordsmithing.
did there, Mike. Yes, I see what you did there.
That's why he is a wordsmith.
Yes. All right.
So did you? So you didn't
78th
think that
minute.
they were going to sit back? You didn't think that they were going to sit back?
I thought they were. I was surprised that they didn't. So I thought they were. I was surprised that they didn't. And then in the 78th minute, when Yannick Bright came on and they took off Robert Taylor, I said, okay, now they're going all defense. Let's sit back, and if we can get Campana on a counter, maybe something happens.
Yeah.
But I that's what I thought. I thought they were going to sit back, but they didn't, and I liked it.
So you said 78th minute
Mm-hmm.
after Campana gets a yellow card for having nice hair.
Everybody was getting yellow cards for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, Yannick Bright comes in for Robert Taylor at the 78th minute. I don't know if you paid attention in the broadcast, but they were mentioning that Yannick Bright was sitting there waiting to come in. And the moment that they made the sub for Robert Taylor, I thought to myself, no wonder they were waiting to make the sub, because in reality, Taylor was kind of pushing the pace towards the end, even while we were outnumbered. So I imagine that at that point, that was kind of like, okay, let's let Taylor cook. But then at that point, it's like, okay, that's it. We got to hunker down. Let's bring in Bright.
Robert Taylor had a very quiet game, but I didn't think it was a bad game.
I didn't think it was a bad game either.
I thought defensively he got back a lot. He had a few clearances. There was one or two times where Philly was pressing and he took the ball and he dribbled his way through the press and got the attack going. I thought that Robert Taylor quietly had a good game. Was it his best game? No. Was it a standout game? No. But I thought he had a good game.
I don't know. I mean, he didn't stand out, obviously, but he did play very well. And let me tell you, he got a couple steals. You know what it is that as a winger, defensively, to be able to make that kind of an impact?
Well, him and Kremaki both were getting a lot of recoveries and interceptions. They both led the team, I believe. So
I know with Taylor, he didn't do crazily great, but he did pretty well on both sides of the field. I mean, Bright coming in for him, I get the substitution. It's more of a defensive-minded substitution. And then after that, we have another yellow card rain with Jordi Alba, and then Tomas Aviles getting it in the 82nd and the 84th minute, and then Aviles being sent off on the 84th minute.
Now this was interesting because Tomas Aviles got that red card.
Yeah.
We went down to 9 men, and I thought, okay, now we might get away with a draw, but we might lose this. And then Christoph blocks a shot, and the ball hits his ankle or something.
Oh yeah, it looked brutal.
He stays down for a while, and they tell him to come off for 2 minutes. And all of a sudden, it's 11-on-8, and my daughter's like, "What the hell is going on?" And I was like, "He has to come off for 2 minutes." And I remember we were talking about this rule not too long ago with Messi, right? And it was 11-on-11 at the time, so it was 11-on-10, and it was for 2 minutes, and it was in the first half, so it wasn't that big a deal. But today, that could have been a big deal, because to go 11-on-8, and at that point it was the 88th minute, that could have been crucial, and we would have been killing that rule after that.
I think I think when it comes to that, I think it's an awful rule, because you could clearly see that Christoph is in severe pain.
Nah, he can.
Nobody hit him, Danny. Why would he sit there and just be dying in pain off of getting hit by the ball on his ankle?
Because they're playing 11-on-9.
Legitimately hurt.
Because they're playing 11-on-9.
Come on,
he could have been trying to waste time.
No way.
I'm not saying that that's what happened. I'm just saying that I understand the rule. Again, even though it could have cost us, I still like the rule. I want people to be discouraged from wasting time. I don't think that that's what Christoph was doing today. But you're not going to get me to change my mind on the rule, because I want people to stop wasting time. I think it's so stupid when people do that.
And Steve Munoz is saying, I'll take the 3 points given the shithousery that we witnessed tonight. but this is especially embarrassing for this bum ass Philadelphia. Listen, this team is not bum. They're not bums, Steve.
Philadelphia is a bum. Who feels okay? Are we happier or are they more upset? If you had to guess, like if there was a scale of like 1 to 10, and like our happiness and their dismay, like who's higher? Because I have a feeling that they're probably more upset at the way things ended than we are at the way things ended.
But I think that's skewed though, because I think any team that plays against Inter Miami without Messi and loses, they're upset.
Right. Exactly. And then you were playing 11 on 9, and then for 2 minutes you were playing 11 on 8 with the draw. It's not like, and you got scored on when you were playing 11 on 9. Philly, it has to be way more upset. Philly, at this point, just like go play in the USL for like a month, because after today, you are an embarrassment. That is where's Todd the God? So I can go yell at him. He was talking all that shit to me on Wednesday, whenever the hell that was. Like, that was an embarrassment. Yeah,
Your name was purple.
I started noticing that a lot of people in the chat also had it purple. Now that you bring it up, I'm going to see if it's still purple. Or some people, after that, people got on there and started changing it also. See, there goes Michael Nada. His is purple. See, I know Stancy and Hammy. I saw that they were purple also.
You guys are purple people eaters out here in these streets.
Twatman is more upset than Philly.
You think so? I don't think so.
No,
I think he's happy that. I mean, do you think he wants to go to Philadelphia to go play-by-play a game?
Wait, was Twatman on the game? Was Twatman on the game today?
No, it was some other broadcaster, the nerdy sounding guy. Even though he's really good, whoever that guy is, I'm gonna have to get that guy's name because he's really good. I like the way that he does the play-by-play, and the color commentator as well. Okay, Stancy likes purple. So I mean, Unguiding is saying Philly can't beat a 5-man team, even though that young kid, what's this guy, Sullivan? At times he looked like he was gonna cook us. That little 14-year-old baby.
No, the 14-year-old didn't play.
Wasn't that guy Sullivan? Wasn't that the 14-year-old? No,
they have the same last name, I believe.
I wanted the 14-year-old to play.
No. Did you notice? We beat Philadelphia in Philly in the semifinals of the League's Cup. Remember? Yeah. And remember, we said that the reason, and we said that the reason that Inter Miami won was because they were man marking with Gadzag. I was playing that game. They were man marking Busquets, and they were man marking him the whole game, which basically took him out of the game. Jim Curtin did the same thing today. He was man marking Busquets, and he was just leaving everybody. Like, he basically took that guy out of the offense, Rafinha or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, Jim Curtin, everybody says that Tata is stubborn. I'm sorry, most coaches are stubborn because he went with the same exact tactics that lost him the game in the semifinals Leagues Cup last year. He did it again, and he lost again. So, just random thing that I'm putting out there because people say Tata's stubborn. Most coaches are stubborn.
Well, you want to know how funny that you say that is literally after David Ruiz gets his red card, he takes out Rafinha and brings in Chris Donovan, who's a striker. He basically says, let me get the guy that I had, quarterback spying on Busquets and bring in a guy that might score a goal for me so that way we can get ahead on these guys. So
we're down to 8 men at one point. How are you feeling? Do you think, we're going to get scored on with 8 men?
Oh, my God.
There was a transition when we had 9 men. And, like, it looked like you could see, like, with the colors, you can see the difference. It looked like 3 or 4 defenders running back, and it looked like 8 or 9 blue shirts. Like, visually, I was like, oh, man, this is wild. But the defense did well to stop them.
No, they did well. Listen, one thing I could tell you is that the defense, to me, was playing pretty well this game, and that's considering that they were short a man for a long time and then short 2 people for the last 10 minutes? Well, 12 minutes.
I don't want to forget because I just remembered this and I forgot to bring it up earlier. In the first half, we should have been down 2-0.
Oh, we should have been down 3-0.
No, but Wagon stopped basically a sitter the guy he was gonna blast it into the back of the net. Drake Callender had no chance at getting in front of that ball, and Wagon somehow got his foot in front of that and blocked it. That right there was probably the play of the game. I mean, obviously it ended up changing later on, but up until that point, if we go down 2-0, who knows how the game changes? And if we're down 2-1, when we go down to 9 men, 8 men, whatever, like that, things could be completely different if they score that second goal before halftime. And so Wagon needs to get for everybody that has been killing Wagon for some reason recently, man. And we've been saying it. Maybe offensively he hasn't been what you thought, but he wasn't brought in here to contribute offensively. He was brought in here to solidify the defense on that right side, and he's done that.
But again, you can't expect anything strongly from his offensive perspective if you have in front of him Gressel, who his job is to be more effective crossing the ball, and then in front of Gressel you have Messi. So, like, what are we expecting from Wagon in sort of in terms of like his offensive prowess? You know what I mean? Get out of here.
All right, and then Josue. Yes. Now, wait.
Are we gonna do this?
No. Just so he can respond while we finish up, and then we get to it.
Yeah.
Tell me who your man of the match was that was not Yannick Bright or Alfonso. And if those are your guys, I get it. I can't argue those two. But outside of those two, tell me who it was. And then we can go back and forth about it afterwards. But let's finish the game. Go ahead, Chris.
So, yeah, wrapping it up, right? Campana comes off the field. Taylor comes off the field. Bright comes on. Jordi Alba gets a random yellow card just for talking crap. Aviles red card. Gressel comes out. Sailor comes in. Kristoff comes out. Noah Allen comes in. Alfonso comes in. And then we have our goal. Right? I mean, Bright literally created it from scratch, out of thin air. Literally kept the ball alive. Looked up, because if you see the replay, he looked up and he saw Alfonso booking it and said, "You're going to get it, my boy." Bang. Fed him. You see Ben Krem running up the right side of the field. And you see Alfonso looking at him like, "I think I might give it to you, but I'm going to sauce this dude up a little bit." Bang, get right in front of him. And that's it. Like, just take it, left-footed. And it was a beauty. It was a beauty.
You surprised?
He took his opportunity.
Were you surprised how aggressive Philly was up 2 men? Like, they left themselves open for that counter because, like, they weren't playing a high line. Like, they were basically just 11 attackers. Like, there was, I think, I want to say that their center backs were past the halfway point. Like, I have to look back at the replay. Like, it was like they were really aggressive. They really did not think that we would come out and that Yannick Bright would get an outlet pass at any point.
I wasn't really surprised because, Danny, I mean, think about it. You take out your main striker in Campana. You bring in some guy, Alfonso, who they probably didn't watch any film on. Ben Krem has been playing the whole field running, gassed. Okay. And, I mean, you take out Gressel, who I guess is the other offensive attack. Okay. I mean, you take out Taylor 20 minutes beforehand. I mean, really think about that. What offensive player do you have in the back of your mind that you're thinking about as Philly?
Swarm saying that he was surprised at how aggressive we were down 2 men.
Yes.
I was very surprised at how. Well, I don't think we were that aggressive. When we were down 1 man, we were very aggressive, which I was surprised by. When we went down 2 men, I think we were playing more the counter. I don't think we were that as aggressive when we went down 2 men. I think we were playing it safe. Let's not get scored on. But if we do have an opportunity, we'll take that chance and play with the counter. There was 2 opportunities. The first one, Alfonso was running down the left side, and then he hit Ben Krem with the low cross, I believe. No, it wasn't a low cross. Well, it might have been a low cross, and then Ben Krem tried to one-time it, and then it sailed wide right.
Yes.
But because I think Ben Krem is like, you know what? We can't take the chance of getting the ball taken away from us. Let's quick strike, and they get back on defense. Ben Krem
Yeah.
was playing a lot of defense today. For those of you that are doubting the whole man of the match thing, okay, that's fine. Maybe he's not the man of the match. Maybe it is Yannick Bright. But Ben Krem had one hell of a game, especially defensively. Like, he was doing the Diego Gomez role. Maybe offensively, he leaves more to be desired, like everybody here is saying. But defensively, he was all over the pitch. He was winning balls, intercepting balls. He had a bunch of recoveries, clearances. He had like 4 aerial duels won. Like, in my opinion, obviously, and most people think I'm wrong, and that's fine. I think that he had a great game. And of the starting 11, I thought he had the best game out of the starting 11. Now, when you go man of the match, Yannick Bright, you could give it to him because defensively, once you're down a man and you're down 2 men, I think he had a hell of a game defensively, and you can't take away that outlet assist that he had for Alfonso. So,
I mean, Peaches is saying Gressel man of the match for me, followed by Cello. I mean, let's think about this, chat. I'm going to bring up the starting 11, right? If we look at this starting 11, I mean, let's really look at this logically and unbiased.
All right. Well, you can take off Christoph and Aviles.
Okay, so they're not getting man of the match.
Campana's
Alba's not going to get man of the. Alba's not going to get man of the match.
Taylor and Campana aren't getting it.
I mean, Campana. I mean, I could see him getting it a little bit more than Kramaki. Maybe he played pretty good. He hustled a little bit, but that's arguable. Ruiz is not getting it. Busquets is not getting it. Your only argument in this. I
was gonna say I could understand somebody saying Gressel.
Gressel's the only one.
Nah, Weigand had the game-saving play.
Ah, that's right. Weigand could. I mean, but
Weigand
didn't.
Our defense played better than people are going to give it credit.
Weigand.
Yeah. Look, our defense played a lot better than people were going to give it credit for, because although we were susceptible to a lot of counters, we played over 100 minutes without giving up a goal. So
we did.
We played over 100 minutes, because that went into the 101st, 102nd minute. We played 100 minutes without conceding a goal. Like, we scored that. They gave up that goal early, but they didn't give up a goal for the next 100 minutes. So the defense played well. Drake Callender had a couple saves. Overall, I think the defense did its job, especially when down a man. But Alfonso, the ball's on him to take it. And you know what? I think he took it. He saw Ben Krem was lagging behind him. Ben Krem,
yeah.
I wish I don't know. I don't know if there's any way to look at it, but Ben Krem was exhausted. He was trying.
Yeah,
he was trying to catch up to that play.
Chugging.
And Alfonso saw it. He's like, nah, chill. He's too far behind. I'm taking this myself.
I'm fresh as hell. I just got off the bench.
Yeah, man. Look, Alfonso, props to him. Awesome moment for him. Game-winning goal. And look, and you can't even say that he's a ball hog, because he passed it to Kramaki the play before, and Ben Krem sailed it right. He's like, nah, I'm taking it this time. Shout out to Alfonso, man. Awesome finish for him. Awesome moment. And ultimately, I think if I had to include everybody, right, subs and everybody, I think Yannick Bright might get man of the match.
Yeah, I think Yannick Bright.
When he got the ball there, I didn't even see where Alfonso was. He dribbled the ball to the touchline and then just hit that pass. And I was like, where the fuck is he going with that? And then Alfonso gets it with nothing but green grass ahead of him. And man, Yannick Bright, man, shout out to him. He's gonna get more playing time. We were talking about this a week or two ago, where we said we like Yannick Bright because of all the players he is. And again, no discredit to him, but of like Redondo, Gomez, all the young guys, he's one that might stay with us for half a decade and be a really good player, right?
Absolutely.
Like Redondo's going to be with us, 1 or 2 years? Gomez might leave this summer, but Bright is going to be a really good player, and he's going to be with us for a while.
I can't wait to see that, because you and I have spoken very highly about Bright on this program, on this podcast. Look at me saying program. We've always talked very highly about Yannick Bright, and I mean, even talking about putting him at freaking center back, talked about putting him around Busquets at CDM. Now, look at Steve Munoz. He says here, we got to chill about man of the match. Sometimes you can argue for two players that deserve that label. Crema and Gressel seem to be around the same as far as their production. Again, but that goes back to when we put up the starting 11, Don. I mean, look, the only other player that I could see getting it would be Gressel.
I don't understand what Don Cafecito is saying. Is he saying that who's he saying that it should have been? Like Gressel and Benkrem?
I mean, could be Gressel and Benkrem, I guess, out of the starters.
I wasn't sure what he meant by that.
I think what he's meaning is that other than Benkrem, that he believes that two people can be like, we can't give a man of the match to two people that equally, I guess, produced, even though Gressel scored a goal. But I don't know. I thought that Gressel played pretty well. If I'm going to give my man of the match to a starter, then I'm giving it to Gressel. But if I'm going to give my man of the match to any player on the field, I'm giving it to Yannick Bright. That's what.
And then according to Inter Miami's Twitter, Leo Alfonso is man of the match. Well, I mean, he scored the game-winning goal. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah. And okay, so Steve Munoz broke it down a little bit better, just saying it doesn't have to be only one, it can be two. Like I mentioned, basically he just telling us that one didn't really do better than the other, I guess.
Well, so, and I think Florida man brings up the best point. Who cares? It's 3 points. So that's all that really matters. And and the only reason we kept bringing it up, Steve Munoz, is because I kept getting poo-pooed on because everybody said that Benkrem had a horrible game. And I'm not sure what they were watching that they would say that he had a horrible game. But, to each their own. I thought he had a good game.
Well, for any of you that are interested in trying out for the Inter Miami team, you have tomorrow and Monday, so you can be able to play on Wednesday because we're going to be missing half of our team. So show up at Dry Pink Stadium. All
right, so we assume that Tata likes the starting 11, and he's going to stick with it. But it looks like we're going to have some changes. David Ruiz will not be playing. Thomas Aviles will not be playing. So what do you think this is going to look like? And I'm sure we're going to get more into it on Monday when we have Ty from the Wise Man podcast to preview the Columbus game. So we'll talk about this more on Monday. But just for fun, right now, before we head out of here, what are you thinking?
I'd say, I mean, at midfield, I think that they're going to have to throw Yannick Bright by Busquets because I think that they would want a defensive-minded player around Busquets so he can be able to progress and play forward. And then in for Aviles, I mean, at this point, you got no other choice. You gotta go with Sailor. I mean, you're not gonna play with you're not gonna try to throw Sasson and try to put Negri back there, or like what's his face, Noah Allen. There's no way. There's no way against Columbus Crew.
I wish that Frey would have gotten a couple minutes today. Because if Frey gets a couple minutes today, then I'd be like, you know what? He's going to start on Wednesday. But because he got no minutes today, I don't think you could put him in to start, and even less against an offense like Columbus. So, I think I'm with you. I think it's going to have to be Robert. Now, Christoph, did he come off because of his injury?
Christoph came off. He came off because of his injury. But then he got the 2-minute penalty. He was going to come back on, but then Tata subbed in Noah Allen for him. So in reality, he didn't come off because of the injury. Technically, he came off because of the 2-minute penalty.
Yeah, but he played with 8 men for like a minute and a half, almost a full 2 minutes anyway. I don't know if that had. Well, look, okay. So hypothetically, if Christoph is injured, he can't play on Wednesday either.
Oh, no. At that point, you're seeing Noah Allen at center back. Noah Allen.
At that point, you're seeing 5 in the back.
You might see.
Yeah.
You might see 5. Yeah, you might see Negri, Noah Allen. We're going to have 3 left backs.
And Ryan Sailor.
We're going to have 3 left backs playing, and then Ryan Sailor being our stud in the middle.
And my boy Cucho is going to be tearing us up.
Oh, my God. He's going to have a field day. Now, Bruno is saying start Frey. Wasn't he able to play tonight? You know what I think? I think that Frey, and for as excited as I was to see him on the bench, I think just because we're sort of like missing players, I think that he only dressed just to fill the bench. I don't think that there was any idea of putting him in the game, unfortunately. I mean, this is just my opinion. I don't have no inside information or anything.
No, yeah.
But that's what I think happened. And Calypso is
know what?
mentioning right here. We need to call Las Vegas, get us cornerback. Tell him to bring his Mofongo.
I'm starting to think that we might see 5 in the back. Yeah, Mike V. I think. But you
I'd
know
rather
what?
see
I
this.
don't blame him. I don't blame him if we go 5 in the back. But do you feel like we're playing with house money now?
I feel like at this point, the only loss that I really kind of saw coming was against Columbus Crew.
Well, because we got today's win, and I'm going to the game. I don't want to see them lose. So I'm not going to say like I'm okay with the loss, but like it makes me feel a little better about it. I feel like it's house money. Like we won this game. We shouldn't have because we were playing with like 8 men at one point. Like, I don't know.
Mike V is saying Redondo says he wants out because Tata rushed him back. Allegedly. Okay, give me a source, Mikey. Give me a source, Mikey.
Redondo, my understanding, is going to be out for another 2-3 weeks. So now when Diego Gomez is coming back, that's what I'm interested in.
Esteban Mejia is saying in the Spanish feed, it was mentioned that Frey was getting ready to come in before Kristoff injury. I didn't listen to the Spanish feed. I listened to the English feed.
I did, but like I tell you guys that I listen to a lot of subtitles.
Yeah, that's weird. Watching sports with subtitles, super weird. What are you doing?
Yes,
is Danny weird for watching subtitles in a sporting event?
I'm here now. Do you want to get into the blind and deaf question too? Now that you want to talk shit?
No, I'll skip that, buddy.
Yeah.
I'll skip that.
All right.
And look, Peaches agrees with me. You're a weirdo.
All right. So I think we're basically done with the game. We are 19 games into the season. We have given up the first goal, 13 out of our 19 games. We've won 7 of those. We're 7-3-3 when we give up the first goal. I mean, we have 38 points on the season. We're top of the Supporter Shield standings. Yeah, for sure it is. Cincinnati is on the horizon. I want to say is it July? It's not July 3rd. July 3rd is Nashville because I wanted to go to that game. So it's the game
July
after
3rd
that we have Cincinnati. This is Nashville.
July 3rd is that Nashville or is that
Oh, you're right. Nashville is June 29th.
Yeah.
June 29th is Nashville because I wanted to go for my daughter's birthday.
Yeah.
So June 29th is that. So we got Columbus on Wednesday, then we have Nashville on June 29th, and then July 3rd might be Charlotte, and then we have Cincinnati after that. And then we have Cincinnati after that. So, but it feels good to win a game that you feel like you weren't supposed to win. That's always a good feeling. We got those 3 points, which are very important. And all in all, I mean, a good result, a good night. Anything else that you want to add to this, Chris?
No, that's it. I think I'll leave it with Yudu Yukomar's comment saying, Cincy 4 points down. Let's go.
But they're playing right now against San Jose. And San Jose, my understanding, isn't a very good team right now. So we'll see. Yeah, you were saying? Sorry. No, I was just going to say we have to see how that game ends up because they'll be 1 point behind us again if they win.
Yeah, he says that they also have 2 matches in hand. So,
yeah, well, if they're playing one of those today, and San Jose is the worst team in the league, they have a goal differential of -15. So don't hold your breath on the whole Cincinnati not winning today.
Guys, like and sub the channel. Danny came back. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Even though a lot of people seem to be unhappy that I came back, but you gotta live with it. Yeah, I don't know. They said that they wanted me out. It's okay.
Oh my god.
I know. I came with new graphics and everything, and they still hate on me.
Well, they hit on you because you have a Ben Krem shirt on. They think that you played like garbage.
Yeah. Last thing I wanted to ask you, because I haven't talked to you, and there it goes. Inside Out 2. I watched Inside Out 2 on Thursday.
Phenomenal.
Awesome movie. It was better than the first one, in my opinion. What did you think?
Absolutely. Oh my God, Inside Out 2 was phenomenal. Like
Yeah.
you see a movie like that. First of all, Inside Out is one of my favorite. It's my favorite Disney movie of all time. Inside Out 2. I didn't think that they'd be able to do it, and they did it. Made it better than the first. I don't know if they're ever going to do another one.
They made it so much more. I don't know if the word is intense.
But like here in the heart.
Yeah,
just
man.
Like they dug in there.
So just even if you don't got kids, I think everybody should watch that movie. Like adults and everybody.
Yes.
Like 100%. That's such a good movie to watch, even if you don't got kids. So go ahead and give that a chance because I liked it.
I think it's like a human requirement. I think that it should be a human requirement to watch Inside Out.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think it's such a good movie. It just, I don't know. We could talk about it on our Disney show one day.
We're not gonna do any spoilers, Esteban.
No, absolutely not. But definitely go see it. I might go see it again. That's how much I liked it.
Yeah, so much appreciated to Caribbean Man for helping us out. Hit the like button, everybody.
Yep. Any final words there, Chris?
That's it. Go watch Inside Out 2. Hit the like button. Welcome Danny back. Hit up the Batter Fans website.
40% off until tomorrow night. Until tomorrow night, batterfans.com, 40% off.
Yes.
So that's about it. We'll be back on Monday with Ty to preview Inside Out is a worldwide flop. I doubt that. I saw that they're killing it. No, they're killing it in the box office. I saw that already. On Monday, we will be back to preview the Columbus game with Ty from the Wise Men podcast. And we'll talk about that on Monday. And yeah, that's about it. So if you are listening on audio, we appreciate you listening on the way again. Please leave us 5-star comment, review, all that good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching on the way again. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And as always, for those of you that joined us in the chat, you guys are the best part of the show. We appreciate you hanging out with us for the last hour. And we'll be back on Monday. So we look forward to seeing you guys then. And a whole new lineup coming up this week. So look out for that. We got a whole bunch of new things coming up. So until the next one, have a good one.
No